everybody, Stephen here with Noble Arms, Firearms Education and Training. Here to bring y'all another educational piece, educational / conversational piece. Today's topic is going to be about why, or reasons why, your significant other does not make a good instructor. Now, I'm talking husband, boyfriend, girlfriend, wife, whatever it is. Throughout my time of training, teaching, and obviously learning and gaining more knowledge, as well as observing others and how they teach, I've seen a variety of different methods being applied to help one person learn about shooting. And a lot of it's funny, a lot of it's quite entertaining. But what I see the most knowledge to gain and entertainment to gain, honestly, is when one significant other is trying to teach another. All right, and throughout this time, I've seen some patterns in my experience of seeing folks try to teach one another. So, contrary to what people may think, there's actually quite a bit of a psychological component to shooting, not just in the physical actions that you're committing to on your own as an individual, but also as somebody who's teaching or providing any type of instruction to another, especially if that other person knows nothing about firearms. So first of all, let's actually take a moment to appreciate the fact that if you are teaching somebody, really and truly appreciate that they are putting everything on you, that they are entrusting you with a very fun and dangerous hobby. Take a moment to understand that they are trusting you to help them throughout this. That may not seem like a big deal, but it is, okay? Because they know nothing and they're counting on you. And when they leave you on that day, whatever knowledge you gave them, that's what they're going to use. And should the day ever come where they need to exercise that knowledge, there's a variety of things that could come about from that. So, but I'm not going to get too far into that. So, reasons why your significant other doesn't really make the best instructor. Like I said, there's a psychological component to all of this. And there's a few things that I've noticed that are fairly consistent. And that is, number one, the person giving the instruction to the receiver is not communicating clearly. This is what happens a lot. They don't communicate clearly, or they're communicating so clearly, but not to a new person. If you're a car person and you go to car meets, you speak a certain way, you speak a certain language. And most of the time we don't think about it when we're talking to somebody who's not familiar with that language. We still end up talking to them as if they are. And then after we start to see the confusion look on their face, only then do we break it down. So communicating is a huge thing, obviously, you're teaching, but I've noticed that it's not always seen. The person doing the teaching is not seeing or understanding that the person receiving is confused. You're using terms like slide lock, don't forget your safety, equal height, equal light, press, don't pull, all these things. And the person that's receiving all this information is like, okay, I don't know what that means. Equal height, equal light. What are we talking about here? Press, don't pull. What does that even mean? So a lot of times we can get too far into the lingo without realizing just how much this person does not actually know what's going on. Now, this could be very easily done because, sure, the significant other in question is been around firearms. They're not a stranger, a complete stranger to them. They've seen them, they've held them, they shot them. But when they were getting an instruction, now it puts them in a different state of mind. And with that, there goes to what the receiver is going through. The receiver is going through the bulk of the psychological component of shooting. What I've noticed is that the significant other is either A, focusing so hard on what's being taught to them, that they're focusing so hard on it that they're literally telling themselves in their head, stay focused, okay, and blah, blah, and all that. Oh, wait, what was that he just said? Shit, I missed it. He's still talking, fuck. That can happen. And then when it comes to actually applying that, for whatever reason, they typically don't say, hey, can you repeat that last part? They just kind of go with it because they don't want to upset or disappoint the person teaching them. And that goes into the other thing. They get so amped up about doing you, the person who's teaching, doing right by you, making you proud. They're so focused on that all the instruction you gave them is just literally one ear out the other. And then when they go to practice, they're like, okay. What? And they just completely get thrown off. So in order to combat this, the simplest way, find someone else to teach them. I know, Stephen, you're just trying to get people to come to you. Well, of course, that's my business, to teach you. But also, a big part, even from my own personal experience, is just those things, the psychological component and the communication component. It acts as a barrier. They're trying so hard to focus on everything that you're saying that when it comes time to act, all of a sudden, boop, it's gone. Or they want to make you so proud and everything, and they're just focusing on, okay, you can do this, you can do this, you can do this, come on. Make them happy, or make her happy. And then boop, you lose it right there when you start to try to apply it. So these might sound similar, or they might sound like one and the same, but they are different. I've noticed these two different patterns in several couples. My most recent experience, I was out, I'm renovating Noble Arms Range, so stand by for that. I'm renovating Noble Arms Range, and I'm setting up a shooting stand for some folks that are friends of my mother. They're just passing through, and they wanted to shoot. No problem whatsoever. I'll set up a quick shooting stand for them so that they can have fun. Of course, they're big shooting on my land, so I'm going to be the range safety. So as I'm observing them, husband and wife, everything the husband is saying to his wife is spot on. Spot on. I could not find any fault in any instruction he provided her. However, she was not understanding what he was saying still. Now, they have had previous training and experience. I saw a few pictures of other instructors that they've been to, other types of training events and whatnot that they've attended. So they weren't brand new to this. But she, however, was still new to the point to where even though she attended this one class and gained a lot of knowledge, she allowed a lot of time in between the next time she just went to go shoot. So a lot of that knowledge she gained, she didn't hold on to it. A lot of those fine little motor skills that she had gained, she lost. And caught up in the nervousness and, of course, wanting to, have fun, but also make her very enthusiastic husband proud, she brain dumped so many things. And she kept repeating the same mistakes, regardless of the fact that her husband was giving her good, accurate information. The problem with his good, accurate information was that he wasn't seeing that wasn't working. He wasn't seeing that she wasn't getting it. In his mind, he was thinking, we've both been to the same classes, we've done them together, I've seen her do well, so I should just be able to talk like this and she should get it. That wasn't the case. So every now and then, with his permission, I intervened and said, okay, so what he's trying to say is so-and-so when this happens and blah, blah, blah. Obviously, that's not what I said, okay? She was forgetting to remember what reset was. So I was reintroducing her to what a reset was, resetting the trigger and shooting from there versus completely letting go and then taking up all the slack. Some of you may not have known what the hell I was talking about just then. That's why you need to get educated. But anyways, he was saying all the right things, all the right terminology. She just wasn't getting it. So with his permission, I intervened and I broke it down. I broke it down for her what it was that he was saying. I reintroduced her to what the wall was, what the slack or take-up is, and what the reset is. I brought her back down to a much easier level to understand what these things are so that she can then apply it. And it wasn't until after that did she start to finally get it. She started taking her shots and just releasing the trigger until it reset it versus completely taking her finger off. And there was a few other things that I helped them both out through. Again, I was only there to range safety. They didn't pay me to teach them anything, but they were friends of the family. They were just passing through. I figured, whatever. So with their permission, I would intervene. I intervened maybe like 2 or 3 times and told them, so actually remember this, or what he is trying to say is this. And then everything was fine from there. And they both did absolutely well. So again, this is my experience on why the significant other typically doesn't make the best instructor. I personally have taught my wife, go figure, being an instructor, I've taught my wife a lot of the basics. It has quite some time since she has shot last. So whenever she does get to shooting again, I have no problem reminding her or re-educating her about those fundamentals. However, if she cares to take on her skill to the next level, it will not be done by me. As a matter of fact, I already have a person in mind who will be taking her from there. It's a good friend of mine that I used to work with over there at Nardis Gun Club. I trust him with my life. I've seen him teach. I know how he teaches, and I know he's not full of shit. That's safe. We'll save the whole people being full of shit for a different video. But I know he's not full of shit. And so when she's ready to take on the next steps to grow in her skill, I'm just going to let my buddy take it from there. He's a great communicator. He knows how to teach, he knows his knowledge, and he knows how to communicate to people to actually apply the skills that he's talking about. You could be a great shooter, but if you don't have the communication skills and an understanding of the mental or psychological component to teaching, you're not really going to be an effective teacher. There's definitely folks out there, guys that I've served with, who can outshoot me on their worst day. But they cannot communicate at all what it is that they're doing. They'll just tell you, well, you just pew pew, don't be a dumbass. That's, just pew pew. I'm probably making them sound a little Neanderthalish on that, but it's basically what it's like. A lot of people that can shoot, they're just like, okay, I just do the thing. And I've even asked people when I used to work at the range who shot really well. And I would ask them questions like, so hey, in your grip, are you committing to the 50-50? Are you doing the push-pull? Are you consistent? What part of your trigger finger are you consistent with? And they can't answer any of those questions. All they know is that whatever it is that they're doing is working. But they couldn't tell me any of those fine details. One of them even sat there it was a minute, it felt like kind of forever because it turned into an awkward silence. But the guy couldn't come up with anything. He's like, I have no idea. I have no idea how to explain to you what it is that I'm doing. When I'm out there, I'm just doing it. And I'm not saying that's bad. That's great. It's great that he can literally just go out there and do it well. That's pretty awesome. But again, if he was to teach somebody, that's when it could become a problem. So folks, that's what I got for y'all today. Reasons why your significant other may not be the best instructor. Of course, with that said, that's what I'm here for. I'm here for all of you. And I look forward to my next student. I look forward to the next group of students. Haven't had a group in a while. I've had an individual or two here and there, but I haven't had a group in quite a while. But yes, like I was saying earlier, Noble Arms Range. I am renovating it. If you look past on my older videos, you'll see where I had an older sandbag backstop out on the family property. Fixing it up, I'm getting it back up so that when I have those students that I want to do it in, just individual groups or specific groups, or really get into the higher speed stuff, then that's where Noble Arms Range is going to be great. Can't really do a lot of high speed stuff at most ranges here in the city. So that's why I'm bringing back Noble Arms Range, so that when those folks come around that want to start, incorporating movements and reloading and so on and so forth, I got the space ready to handle that. So I'll keep y'all up to date about that Noble Arms Range. I'm working on it. I got a few ideas. I'm working on a budget. So I'm really exercising my creativity and really low engineering skills to make this all happen. But I am working on that for y'all folks. I look forward to helping y'all out. If y'all have any questions, leave it down in the comments. Again, please don't forget to subscribe. Hit the little notification bell. I appreciate, again, all my new subscribers. Thank you so much. Literally, every single time I even see just one, my heart's like, fuck yeah. All right, I get so excited, even when it's just one. And God bless. Stay safe and keep training.